Hi there, welcome to the Fierce Factor podcast. I'm your host, Kaylee Lindholm. And I think it's time for us women to shift the conversation in business and step into our feminine leadership to do the most iconic work the aesthetic industry has ever seen. Each week, I'll be bringing a powerful dose of strategy, sarcasm, solutions, and sass that will rev up your creativity and ignite your brilliance as you link arms with me along our shared path of personal and professional growth in 20 minutes or less. Let's go. Hello, leader. It's Kaylee Lindholm here, and you are tuning into episode 91 of the Fierce Factor podcast. And welcome to the second week of January. And hello, is it just me, or does it feel like the year is already flying by? It always happens like this. New year, new me, new business goals, new business, new adrenaline. Then week 2 comes and it's like reality sets in. One of our clients said to me this week, it's like the thinking and planning and visualizing during the holidays almost put me in a depression when I came back to the old business that I had before I created this immaculate dream in my mind. We had a good laugh about that, but I can totally get that. I can relate. I routinely have moments of letdown when I plan ahead and prepare and then have to wait to see results. Some days I feel like I'm dragging my damn business behind me like a dog on a leash. Well, like my dogs, because I actually do have to drag them because they're 15 years old and they can barely move. But in all seriousness, today I wanted to take a few minutes to address a very real, very raw, and very sensitive conversation that is really rarely discussed in business circles, yet is so potent it can act as a virus that quietly and painfully deteriorates the joy of a business owner. Today, I want to talk about this real thing because when you get to this point, you need to know that you are not alone. You need to know that you have someone here, myself, and a network of real entrepreneurs who can relate to moments of feeling the same reality, the reality of falling out of love with your business. And as I was brainstorming this podcast, I couldn't help but think about the act of falling in love. When you fall in love, you bounce between exhilaration, euphoria, increased energy, sleeplessness, loss of appetite, trembling, a racing heart, accelerated breathing. Do you remember when you first fell in love? Oh, the indescribable feeling of attraction, eternal optimism, the future thinking and planning. It was incredible. I vividly remember the very day of February 1st, 2016. I remember the exact moment, the sounds, the smells, the energy. I went to the Orange County Courthouse and officially filed my DBA. I had a real business. I was elated. Yes, I'm talking about falling in love with my business. But anyway, you get it. I felt accomplished and invigorated by the dream of what was to come. And believe me, I had ridiculously naive optimism about the conquest ahead. And thank God, because I needed that level of enthusiasm to grind out some of the toughest adversities I could imagine. And I've always been a hard charger. I pride myself on having agility and tenacity to endure challenges. And most of my friends and family, those of you who know me, you would say I'm resilient. You can count on Kaylee to hold it together, to lead others, and to take uncomfortable risks in most cases. So I never thought I'd work myself to a point of wanting to quit really ever anything. And that really hadn't happened before. And I sure as hell wasn't about to quit my God-given dream of owning my own business. But one thing I've learned is to never say never. In fact, entrepreneurship brings about a 99.999999% guarantee that you'll break. You'll break to a point where you don't think you can come back, and you will question your why. You will question your ambition. You will question whether it's all worth it. And I did. And it wasn't until I started working intimately as a coach with female business owners that I realized that many of these painstaking hurdles I had endured at certain points in my entrepreneurial journey were not just common, but widely experienced. There are certain things in life, you just don't talk about. your deepest, darkest secrets, your biggest fears, your wildest dreams. And the fact that you have invested tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars and countless hours working toward an elusive goal that no longer serves you. And you don't talk about the fact that you have a team, vendors, partners, a community, and reputation, a mission, and that you've fallen out of love with your business. You're living on entrepreneurial life support. We don't talk about that. Instead, we torture ourselves silently and let our energy wane, our health deteriorate, and our relationships suffer until we hit a breaking point. And if you're at this point today, please know that you're not alone. Know that if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. And know that you are pushing yourself to a level that 98% of the human population isn't willing to endure, let alone capable. And also know that there are decisions that you can make today that are going to substantially impact the quality of your life and propel you into the life and business that you adore. But it must start by knowing that you deserve it. You deserve peace. You are worthy of peace, ease, simplicity in your life. And you can have this and have a successful business. You can show up to your life every day and feel a spacious calmness by knowing that you're living the purpose you are meant to live. But it starts by being honest and intentional with yourself. It starts by gaining clarity and honoring what truly lights your soul on fire. Think about your ideal day. And if you're driving right now, maybe you'll pause here or take a screenshot of the timeline to take a few minutes to journal through this exercise when you're in a quiet spot, maybe when you get to the office or, well, when you get home. How about that? I want you to get very quiet and really immerse yourself in this idea of your ideal day. Don't judge your thoughts. Just imagine. Imagine what could be possible if there were no rules, no ifs, ands, or buts, no real sense of time, just your perfect reality. What is your perfect day? Now let's move forward in time by 5 years. Think about how old you'll be. How old will you be in 5 years? How old will your kids be? Imagine this is just an ordinary day and you're doing totally normal things, but you're doing them in your perfect life. Let yourself really go and imagine things that may not even seem possible. Just use your sensory mind and put your practical thoughts away for later. So you're just going to feel. Now close your eyes and imagine waking up in your perfect life. Listen to the sounds around you. As you're waking up, what do you hear? Is it birds chirping or waves crashing? Maybe kids laughing? Now smell the air. What do you smell? Salty water? Is it pine? Coffee? A crackling fire? What comes instantly to your mind? Don't judge it. Just let your passive thought come alive. Now look at your bed, your cozy blanket, your comforter. What does the fabric feel like against your skin? Feel that. Now imagine your body feeling perfectly healthy, relaxed, refreshed. How does that feel? Now write that down. Who's laying next to you? Don't judge it. Who's there? It's just for us, okay? So maybe it's someone you know, maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's not, maybe it's someone else, maybe there's nobody there. Who's laying next to you? And as you turn to look out the window, what do you see out the window? You get up and walk into your closet and look in the mirror. Your body is in the best shape of its life. You stop to take notice. You take a deep breath and feel as if oxygen moves like silk through your lungs. You are stronger and healthier than ever. And as you walk into your closet and choose your outfit for the day, what kind of clothes do you see? What do you put on? What kind of fabrics do you feel? What does it feel like against your body? What shoes are you wearing? Again, don't overthink, just instantly what comes to your mind. Are they flats? Are they tennis shoes? Are they hiking boots? Are they high heels? This might be a good indication of what you're out to do for the day, or at least for the morning time. Now write that down. As you begin to imagine what you are set out to do in that perfect ideal day, take note of the way you feel. Just be petty. Don't overthink it. Don't overanalyze it. Just sort of what feelings are coming to mind. This is just for you. Now write that down. Now bring yourself back to today. Does that vision feel near or far? What really needs to happen to begin living that ideal life today? Are there things you can do today that would get you closer to that reality? Are there things that take space in your life today that don't fit into that vision? Eliminate them. Remember that dream that you had of how your business would be the catalyst for a beautiful life? It still can, but it's going to take separating from the constant push to grow, the drive toward the outcome, and the primary focus on the end result of making money and making more and consuming more and doing more. Instead, how can we focus on becoming the person who shows up in the world in their ideal, high energy, high vibe, most aligned self? That is the person who will attract the wealth and the freedom that you are striving for. And if you're feeling out of love with your business, or you're feeling resentful of the grasp that your business has over you today, I really want to share with you 3 practical areas that you need to prioritize immediately. The first one is to make growth an inside job. As we strive to climb that ladder of success, the noise around us tells us that bigger is better, louder is optimal, and higher up is closer to enlightenment. But the reality is that happiness doesn't come by making more money or having more fame or influence. It comes by being our truest self and living our truest, most unrestrained life. I always say, when people ask me the altruistic question of, why do you do what you do? I always say, I just want to squeeze all the juice out of the lemon. I want to know what's possible. I want to live my most unrestrained life. And so much of traditional business education tells us that growth happens by striving for more. But from my perspective, growth happens by becoming enough, by becoming so secure with what you have and what you stand for that you won't take bullshit from anyone else, that other people's opinions don't influence your vision of your perfect self or your perfect life. Abundance actually starts with sufficiency, and that kind of growth starts inside. And it's that kind of space that will allow for the kind of growth that's going to make you ridiculously rich. Trust me. A mentor of mine used a great analogy once about how growth happens. She used her kids as an example. For us parents, we see our children every day. We almost don't even notice their growth, right? We can't see what's happening before our very own eyes because it's so slow and deliberate and consistent that we adjust to what we see every day, and the daily appearance becomes really our new baseline. But as their feet grow, we know we have to buy them bigger shoes, right? Clothes too. They have to have the space and the room to grow into them. It's not our job to water them and make them grow. It's our job to remove the obstacles and to create an environment that allows them to just do their thing. We don't have to wish for them to grow. We don't have to push and fight and claw for them to grow. We don't have to add on a whole bunch of things. We just have to leave them alone and let them do it and remove the barriers to growth. And for high achieving entrepreneurs, business growth is quite similar. It's really less about doing and more about creating the space and removing the barriers to let that happen. So how can you create space for yourself to grow from the inside out? That's a question to ask yourself. The second area I really want you to focus on, leader, is to create ease with predictability in your business. The number one way to relax in your business and have peace of mind really comes down to having results that you can count on, knowing that you have the right infrastructure, the systems, and the people in place and in order to already know that sales are coming in regardless of your level of hustle or grind or hours working. Predictability and profits is the one thing that is going to allow you to release yourself from the burden of your business. If you think about it, your bills are coming in every single month. Your mortgage, your car payment, your device lease payment, those things are coming in like freaking clockwork, right? They're not going to not show up. One of the most important metrics that is going to make your business predictable and reliable and sellable, for that matter, is recurring revenue. And that is the promise of future profits. There needs to be a mechanism inside of your business every single month to drive profitable growth. Just like all those bills are coming in, that is the level of consistency that you want to have in your business as it relates to this profitable growth. And this can be done through strategically developed business models. So membership programs, annual care plans, retail recurring sales, etc. The point here is that your business will set you free as long as you focus on creating a model that provides consistency. And the final place to focus on immediately is to access your creativity. And this is a first priority, leader. Maybe you have a great life, but you feel guilty about wanting something else. Maybe you have a very successful business, a model that is working gorgeously. But what's not working is you. You are creatively starved. If you feel you are a natural creative, you must keep evolving or you will subconsciously self-sabotage what you have created in order to get yourself on another path. As a society, we have forgotten how to think creatively. We're going through the motions. I meet a handful of business owners every single week that are plugging into program after program, contractor after contractor, marketing company after marketing company, outsourcing every aspect of their creative agency, and then feeling disappointed or underwhelmed with the results. It's time to step into your own leadership, set some boundaries, and give yourself the space to create new perspective. Allow yourself to visualize and materialize a new perspective and direction versus one method of problem solving. Ladies, spend some time with yourself. Get to know yourself again. Fall back in love with you, with what you think, and start building thought leadership around your own philosophies. Now is the time. If you've fallen out of love with your business, you may be out of love with the old model. Let yourself dream a new model and get support and accountability to put your dream into action. Partner with a trusted advisor who can keep you on track and remind you how badass you are when you forget that. And finally, start by strategically eliminating the things that are not serving you so you can focus on the things that light your soul on fire. Make that perfect day a reality. You deserve it. Thank you for joining me for this episode of The Fierce Factor. If you enjoyed the show, please make sure you subscribe so you can automatically get new shows every week. I'd also love it if you left us a review. And come join the conversation online. If you're an aesthetic industry owner, operator, or leader, please join my free Facebook group, The Tribe of Fierce Aesthetic Leaders, a community of ambitious, purpose-driven professionals who collaborate and share best practices for growth in business and life. I'm honored you tuned in.